Coming up, we debunk Iowa City's mask mandates. And later, Hampshire lights up to welcome students back to campus.
The Cyhawk series has finally begun. I'll tell you more in sports.
Iowa City is starting to cool down. I'll tell you more in weather.
More coming up on this Monday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Ashley Wheel. Iowa City Mayor Bruce Teague recently announced a mask mandate for Iowa City. DITV reporter Lauren Johnson is in the newsroom with more. Lauren, what does this mask mandate mean?
Well, Ashley, Iowa City's mask mandate went into effect on August 19th and is currently set to expire on September 30th unless it's extended. It states that facial coverings must be worn in public places when social distancing is not possible. It also requires masks in public buildings such as the grocery store, places of worship, movie theaters, and more. This mandate was put in place despite state law banning mask mandates.
Now, what is the state law regarding mask mandates?
Well, in May of this year, Governor Reynolds passed a law banning mask mandates in both Iowa public schools and cities. This law provided guidance for the Board of Regents' decision to not require masks at the UI and instead strongly recommend them. It has faced opposition through lawsuits and general complaints from students, parents, and school districts, as well as others.
How does the Iowa City mask mandate get around this law?
The Iowa City mask mandate is actually currently under review by the Iowa Attorney General Tom Miller to determine if the mandate complies with state law. There are no penalties for people who do not wear a mask or enforcement measures in Iowa City at this time. Additionally, the mandate puts the responsibility on people to wear masks, not businesses to require them. The Office of the Iowa Attorney General has yet to decide if they will pursue legal action against Iowa City. Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Lauren. The Englert Theater's Executive Director, Andre Perry, is joining the UI's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion team. After 11 years at the Englert Theater, Perry will step down and join the UI's team after September 13th. Current Marketing Director John Shikadons will serve as Interim Executive Director at the Englert. However, Perry will continue working with the Englert in a temporary role as he helps finalize the theater's fall and spring programming. He will also serve as Festival Director for two programs he co-founded, Witching Hour 2021 and Mission Creek 2022. Andre Perry will join as the DEI Division Senior Advisor, as well as the Director of Arts, Engagement, and Inclusion. Perry's role will have him oversee various program and policy improvements for the university as they relate to DEI efforts. Perry expressed excitement at the prospect of joining the university's DEI team, which is headed by the Associate Vice President for DEI, Dr. Liz Tovar. He said, quote, "The depth of talent, experience, and diverse perspectives on this team is off the charts. I am also grateful for Dr. Tovar's vision in understanding the importance arts and culture have for our institution's DEI efforts," end quote. He will begin his new role on September 22nd. Hampshire Auditorium officially started the fall season off bright. Hampshire hosted Hampshire Illuminated for the second year in a row, a lights, dance, and live music event around the Hampshire building. The company Quixotic put up incredible lights that brought the UI dancers and performers to life.
I've really enjoyed seeing shows inside the Hampshire performance space, the indoor space, but it's really cool to get to experience the architecture of the outside of the building while hearing and seeing the music.
Hampshire Illuminated featured UI dancers and musicians. Light displayed inside the windows and outside of the building as people walked around admiring each aspect. For some students and community members, this was the first live event they had the opportunity to come and see. University students are invited to Hampshire today through this Friday for a special, quote, Hampshire's for Hawkeyes, end quote, sale. For $5, students can get tickets to specific events when they stop by sometime between 11 to 3 to the Hampshire box office. Hampshire not only wants to give students opportunities to come together and make great memories, but also to be inspired no matter their artistic interest.
What I loved the most about tonight
is this common experience together. I love to see people see something that they're both experiencing and then talk about it. That communication, that once in a moment sort of experience where you can't bring that back. I know you can take pictures and all this, but yet at the same time, people having that common experience that gives them an opportunity to really talk about it.
Many events coming up for the rest of this semester, but this event has really shined a spotlight on Hampshire as students are back and ready to be on campus together. After the pandemic sent online learning for over a year and a half, students are returning to the classroom. DITV reporter Lauren Johnson asked students how they feel to be in person again.
After over a year of online schooling, in-person classes are back. I asked students how they're feeling after the first week.
I enjoy it better than the online version of school.
Some students are glad to be back in the classroom because in-person learning is easier for them.
I learned so much better in in-person classes. Online school is really hard for me.
While students are excited to be back in person, some students are apprehensive with the recent surge in COVID-19 cases.
So I'm just really excited to be back in person and be engaging with teachers in like a true traditional way. But kind of at the same time, I'm a little bit more wary.
Other students are not concerned about the rise in COVID-19 cases because their classmates are following the UI's mask recommendation.
A lot of people are wearing masks in my classes, so I feel comfortable.
Overall, students are excited to be back in person and hopeful that classes will stay this way. From the University of Iowa, Lauren Johnson, DITV.
Students have been struggling to commute to classes through this heat. Michael, will they have an easier time this week?
Well, Ashley, temperatures this week will be dropping to the low 80s, so hopefully walking to class won't be as uncomfortable as it has been so far. Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 84, and temperatures are expected to drop to around 64 degrees tonight. It will be cloudy for most of the week, so if you Hawks want to get some sun, Wednesday will be the best day to study, spend time outside, and soak up some sun. Now, let's kick it over to Destiny for the latest on Hawkeye sports.
Thanks, Michael. After a Cinderella run, the Hawkeye soccer team proved why they are the defending Big Ten champs with a dominating 2-1 win over Iowa State. Senior transfer Courtney Powell would set the tone with a nice chip over former teammate just 22 minutes into the first half.
I mean, I know Jordan obviously played with her last year. I knew she comes out, and I saw her coming and thought maybe I could chip her, and it just so happened to go in.
The week Sarah Wheaton sealed the win for the Hawkeyes midway through the second half on a free kick opportunity. Despite a tough loss yesterday against Kansas, the Hawkeyes are still set up for a strong season. The Hawks will return home this Thursday to bounce back against Purdue Fort Wayne. And all eyes have been on freshman Kenzie Rowling from her early successes on the field this season. Rowling has been the difference maker on the offensive end with already 2 game-winning goals against DePaul and St. Louis. Rowling's dominating presence has led her to receive Big Ten Freshman of the Week. The support Rowling receives from the team has also helped her quickly find the back of the net.
Hawkeye goal.
She's quick, she finds a nose for the goal, and she's hungry. Like, she's really hungry to score, and that's a big difference in the women's game.
The support Rowling receives from the team has also helped her quickly find the back of the net. It's safe to say Rowling will be a huge factor for the defending champs this season. And the Iowa field hockey team dominated in their Big Ten ACC Challenge this past weekend against Wake Forest and North Carolina. The third-ranked Hawkeyes defeated top-ranked North Carolina 3-1 with their unmatched defense that led them to come out on top. Senior Grace McGuire was a key asset on the defensive end with her 9 saves to shut down the Tar Heels. Grace stated, quote, "All credit to the defense. They put in a good angle where I'm able to get a touch on the ball as long as they force it low. Should be able to come up with the save," end quote. It was an all-around team effort to down the Tar Heels for the first time since 2008. The Hawkeyes' aggressive performance on the pitch gives them the momentum they need in Boston this Saturday.
we know this team can be outstanding, and the goals that we have in front of us, if we keep attacking them day in and day out and stick to the process, our potential is endless.
The Hawkeyes face off with the Wildcats this Saturday at 2 p.m. Back to you, Ashley.
Thank you for tuning into DITV News. We'll be back Monday and Friday mornings. From Iowa City, I'm Ashley Wheel. Have a great day.